This podcast is for entertainment purposes only and does not substitute for professional medical advice. Please seek a medical professional or healthcare provider if you're seeking any medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Thanks, everyone.
Welcome back to this episode. Jules had an amazing idea to switch it up this year. We had way too much fun with this background. But yeah, we are setting it up because today is the awards ceremony and Jules is gonna let you know what it's about.
All right, so we're gonna start a new tradition, and because we thought about it like early this year, and we thought Ellie Lilly had won last year.
Yeah.
Like, just because, one, they made a shit ton of money with,
Eli Lilly is still making it.
Oh, yeah. But, like, last year, they just went, poof.
Yeah.
So, we're like, Ellie Lilly literally won 2024. So now we're like, you know what? Let's do an award ceremony. And stay tuned. And you'll see who wins.
Yes.
For our opinion, obviously. This is all our opinion.
So,
there's several award categories. Okay, so we're going to do each one. And then at the very end, it's like the big one. Like who won?
The best overall.
The best overall. Okay? So that's just how it's going to go.
Perfect.
Of course, if we missed one or whatever, or you disagree, let us know in the comments. But this is our opinion.
Yeah.
Pop the bottle.
Maybe next year we can kind of put out some of like
earlier and stuff like that.
Like nominations, like if people want to nominate or something.
Nominations for these categories or whatever. This is just the very first year, so I'm testing out the categories. So if I'm missing a category or you think that another category should go in, let me know so I could include it next year. Let's pop the bottle and let's end this year. Okay, well, I'm not very good at this, but
what?
Girl? I'm not. You did it last year, so remember?
I don't know. I can't remember.
And I even have an award for it, okay? So we're going to present these awards legitimately. Yeah. And I'm going to sweat through this, but we're going to do it.
I'm not.
No, I know. You're great. And this year, right. This year was a year.
Yes, it was a year.
It was a year.
A lot of stuff going on, but
a lot.
We need to... I'm happy that we are dedicating this episode to like medicine. Yeah, and medicine, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean,
okay.
Here we go. Oh, God. Oh, God, I'm afraid.
I'm not even going to do it. I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Whew.
Hey!
I love the little bubbly. I mean, tell me that's not the most beautiful sound that you hear. When I hear that sound, I'm like...
I love that sound. It just gets you in the mood. Like, it gets you festive.
Yes, it gets you festive. We're celebrating.
Love it.
Perfect.
There you are. Welcome. Like we said, I'm Julie.
And I'm Evie.
And let's start this award ceremony. Yeah, cheers. Cheers to 2025.
Mm-hmm. I can't believe, I'm just reflecting and I can't believe it's another year that we are doing an end of the year New Year's type of episode.
Yep.
And I love this tradition. I think this is so
This is going to be great.
It's funny.
This is going to be great. All right. So welcome. And these are just our medical awards show, in our opinion.
We kind of thought, Julie thought about this last minute. I'm telling you, she's the production. So she thought about this last minute, but this is so good. Next year, we're going to try to do this maybe
like nominations
on,
and whatever.
Y'all can nominate episodes, news, anything like that.
And, for the categories.
Yeah. And I think that this is really funny for everyone to kind of tune in on who won what.
Yes. All right. So we're going to close out the year with a recap of 2025's biggest moments in medicine and health. Let's dive in. So for the very first award, the over-the-counter letdown award of the year goes to phenylephrine. And I can't say the word.
Phenylephrine.
Oh, I did say.
Yes,
I said it right.
Phenylephrine.
You won the award for this year.
That was a pretty big letdown.
Yeah.
And this was really, honestly, for me, great news because I hate that ingredient.
I think most stocks do.
Yes. So Jules, take it away. Why is it
All
the
right.
worst?
And the award for the most head-slapping regulatory moment goes to the decades-long saga of the oral phenylephrine.
Yes.
If you've ever bought a cold medicine off the pharmacy shelf, there's a good chance it contained phenylephrine as a decongestant. The problem, and FDA advisory declared in September 2023 that the oral phenylephrine, I'm going to trip over that word every freaking time, doesn't actually work any better than a placebo.
Yeah.
Wah, wah, wah. So in plain terms, if you have a stuffy nose and you take this medicine, you will still have a stuffy nose.
Yes.
Now, how did we get there? Back in the 2000s, stricter laws moved the truly effective decongestant, which was pseudoepinephrine, behind the counter because it was being
Pseudoephedrine.
that. Yeah, no, I can't.
I mean, I think you like complicated it more.
Yeah, I probably did, and that's probably
It's
what I
Sudafed.
did.
Just say Sudafed.
Sudafed, behind the counter because it was being misused to make illicit drugs.
Yeah. It's
Anyway.
actually it's if you go to your regular pharmacy, you actually have to be a certain age to even purchase this because a lot of younger individuals would go and kind of use it to concoct their what do they call it? There's like a word for it.
I don't know, man. These kids.
Scissor. I'm pretty
These
sure it's
kids
called
have.
scissor.
Yeah, probably. But
Whatever.
yeah, it's the draw. It's like the time that you have to present your license to get the drug behind that's it. Drug companies replaced it with phenylephrine in many OTC products, and for years we dutifully bought non-drowsy cold pills, hoping for relief. Turns out that we were essentially popping pricey sugar pills for our congestion. The FDA's panel finding wasn't exactly shocking. Scientists had questioned phenylephrine's efficacy for years, but 2025 was the year it became official. Now the FDA has to decide whether to pull these products off the shelves for good or not.
Yeah.
They got to decide that. So talk about an overdue correction. Consider this award a gentle roast for an agency finally catching up with what pharmacists have joked about for ages. Better late than never, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, but next time we'd appreciate decongestions that actually decongest.
Yes.
So that was the first award.
All right. Now for the next award. This is going to be the Misinformation Spotlight Award of the year. Drumroll, please. The Tylenol and autism panic.
You won. You won.
I mean,
Congratulations.
Yeah, you took it.
You won.
I was in between a couple of misinformations because, Lord, there
no, this
has
year.
been some good misinformation out there.
There's been a lot this year.
But I think the one that got everyone's attention, and it was just so unbelievably frustrating, it still is. They came out, said that they don't have good evidence. The person came out and said that they didn't have good evidence, and they still doubled down on it because they want to make that. What is it that he said?
We're making the proof.
We're making the proof. Yeah, he wants to make the proof. So, anyways, if you missed it, the reason why we gave this award is because this is the story that created the most noise, the most confusion, and the most frantic Google searches and ChatGPT searches. And it's going to go to Tylenol and autism. Okay?
You deserve it.
Everywhere. News clips, lawsuits, social media threads, political speeches. But here is what the science actually says.
Let's do it.
Yeah. In August in 2025, researchers at Mount Sinai looked at data from 46 studies. They noticed that some studies suggested a possible link between using acetaminophen during pregnancy and a higher chance of autism or ADHD in children. Possible is a word here, possible link, not a causation. These were associations, not proof. The FDA reviewed growing attention and announced in September that it would begin a process to update acetaminophen labels for pregnancy. This did not mean acetaminophen was proven harmful. It meant the agency wanted clear information while more research continues. Then a major umbrella review came out in November in the BMJ. This review combined 9 systematic reviews covering 40 studies. When the researchers controlled for family genetics, environment, and other factors, the supposed connection became pretty much non-existent. So in many analyses, it almost disappeared. The authors stated clearly that the current evidence does not show acetaminophen causes autism or ADHD. At the same time, lawsuits and political statements pushed the story into the spotlight. One example was the lawsuit filed in Texas claiming the manufacturer failed to warn the public. These events increased public fear, even though the strongest scientific data did not support a direct cause and effect link. Here is the simple version. Acetaminophen still is considered the preferred choice during pregnancy for fever and pain, for treatment of fever and pain, when used at the lowest effective dose for the shortest time needed. Again, it's pretty common to hear your doctor say this. Use it if you need it. No one's out here telling you to open up a bottle of Tylenol and chug it down. High fevers during pregnancy are known to have a risk with fetal development, which is why acetaminophen is often recommended. These studies that raised concern are important and deserve continued research, but they do not prove that taking acetaminophen in pregnancy leads to autism. Many professional groups, including the American College of the ACOG. Many professional groups, including ACOG, still consider it safe when used responsibly. This story earns the award because it shows how fast a scientific question can turn into a headline that sounds final, even though the science is not. It also shows why checking the strength of the evidence matters. Nuance does not go viral, but it does keep people informed. So again, take a look at that Swedish study. Check out our episodes on it before. We've made multiple videos on this.
Yep.
I made a video on it.
Yep.
So just check out our content on this topic. Tylenol does not cause autism.
It does not. But
You
congratulations.
deserve the misinformation.
You got it. You got it.
Yeah.
All right. Next award for the most overhyped health trend. Nature's Ozempic. Berberine.
Yes. This is a good one.
Oh yeah, this was all over the summer.
It was all over
Like,
the summer, yeah.
oh my God, there couldn't be a day that I didn't get on some form of social media and I saw berberine.
Yeah.
And I get it. It was summer and it's hard to get Ozempic or GLP-1.
Yes.
So people were looking for any way of getting something near it. And it was berberine. So you won. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
All right, you won. All right, so every year has its miracle cure craze, and 2025 was no exception. This award goes to berberine, a plant-based supplement that social media influencers hailed as natural weight loss wonder.
Like it's like existed for years, and for me it's like, you're gonna tell me that now all of a sudden now.
And look, it does have like some research behind it that it does help to a certain extent, but it is nowhere near what a GLP-1 does. Nowhere near. And they were touting it as that it does like Ozempic. And it's like, no, it doesn't. Not even in the lowest
But of course, for
dosage
marketing
of it.
purposes,
Oh, yeah.
especially since it's a supplement, they're gonna push
Of
that.
course.
It's crazy how the supplement industry does not carry the risk of losing licenses.
It doesn't
and things
make
like
sense.
that as a physician. But how?
I don't know how the FDA has no control over something you ingest. I really don't understand. Anyway, so berberine has been used in herbal medicine for centuries. But this year, it went viral on TikTok with users dubbing it as nature's Ozempic in reference to the famous weight loss drug that, obviously has been everywhere since 2024.
Yeah.
So supplement companies could barely keep up. Berberine supplements sales surged according to retail tracking reports. So does this yellow plant compound really measure up to the real Ozempic, aka semaglutide? In short, no. That was just marketing magic. While berberine may have some modest benefits for blood sugar and metabolism, but equating it to potent prescription medication is a major stretch. Ozempic works via precise hormonal pathways, meaning the GLP-1 receptors, to curb appetite and glucose levels, whereas berberine works more indirectly, in particular through AMPK, cellular energy regulator, for those of you that care. Researchers emphasize that current evidence, quote, does not strongly support a direct comparison. Like, that's a stretch, you
Yes.
know?
It's not apples to apples. It's like an apple to orange, and even then,
And
like
even then it's
very
still
old orange.
maybe a candy orange.
Yeah,
it's-
something.
Yeah, no. So between berberine and Ozempic, the viral nicknames oversimplifies the science and is driven more by anecdote than hard data. In other words, calling berberine Ozempic is like calling a bicycle a nature's Tesla. Okay, that's the best example. Because both can get you from A to B, but very differently and very like speeds and in very different ways. And
It's just not comparable.
You
Yeah.
can't. Yeah. That's not to totally dump on berberine. It's an interesting compound being studied for metabolic effects. But the craze of casually downing berberine pills to magically melt pounds was certainly overhyped. Experts raise safety flags too.
Yes.
High doses of berberine can cause side effects, and as a supplement, it isn't held to the same regulatory standards as a drug, which is still mind-blowing, and it will always be mind-blowing. So for all the helpful people on TikTok swinging nature's Ozempic, our advice is take these social media claims with a big grain of salt, maybe a block of salt, and maybe talk to a real doctor or dietitian. The real lesson of this year's berberine boom is how quickly a catchy name and viral trend can blur the line between evidence-based medicine and wishful thinking, unfortunately. So congratulations, or perhaps condolences. I can see condolences, adolescents, that area.
Condolences?
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
yeah, it's horrible.
So funny.
It's horrible. To berberine on winning our most overhyped trend of 2025. Great job.
Great job. Now moving on to TikTok.
I feel like those
Yeah, like the people that like hand over the awards. Yeah. So now moving on to TikTok wellness trend of the year. Drumroll please. High fiber meal movement.
you did it
Finally, fiber gets its spotlight.
in the worst way possible.
Fiber maxing, the high fiber meal movement.
You did it.
Yes, this year's award for the best viral wellness food. Across TikTok and Instagram, eaters swapped processed snacks for fiber-rich bowls full of lentils, beans, seeds, and vibrant vegetables, all under the hashtag fiber maxing. Here's what the data shows. In 2025, fiber maxing posts showed up in trending feeds with huge engagement. This is good. Fiber is good. And it was finally having a moment. Okay. So many users promised benefits like gut reset, clearer skin, or boost of energy. Nutrition experts say that fiber truly supports digestion, 100%, helps lower your cholesterol, 100%, and may reduce the risk of chronic disease. But they caution that fiber pills or mega doses can actually maybe backfire, causing bloating, gassiness, and also some discomfort. If you eat a high fiber bowl, you will know what discomfort is.
Yeah.
Why this trend matters, it's more positive than some viral hacks for sure.
Yeah.
I'm happy, like I said,
Yep.
fiber is finally having a moment. But again, like everything in social media, it just goes from one extreme to the
That's
next.
the problem.
And it's good in the sense that these could lead to high fiber diets, which are backed by research.
Yeah.
Yet the hashtag frames it like a magical bullet or a diet shortcut, like an influencer style. It's like social media just ruins everything.
I know, seriously.
It shows on how social media can take a sound concept like fiber is good for you and
Yeah.
turn it into a flashy wellness challenge. If you like the trend, go ahead. Swap in more beans, seeds, legumes, veggies. That's all a good thing. But avoid thinking that more is always better. I will say that almost everyone that I know is not eating enough fiber.
Yeah,
so
that's the thing.
maybe thinking of that way will finally get you to eat the amount that you should be eating. But overdoing fiber or relying solely on trending meals can also irritate your digestion or kind of mask other needs. Remember, a balanced plate and sustainable habits matter more than the aesthetic viral bowls.
Right.
So why this wins our award is because it ticked all the boxes about food trends that looked into clean and smart. It was shared widely and it had a kernel of real benefit, but it still carried the risk of the hype and the over expectation.
As most of these trends do.
Yes, I do love this trend because out of or like wellness trend.
Yeah.
Because out of all the wellness trends, fiber is actually very good for you.
Right.
But again, this whole entire thing of like it's going to solve all your problems.
Which is typically what happens with these social media trends.
Yes,
You know, it's
exactly.
like,
So yes, absolutely. Increase your fiber in every meal. You should have all food groups. You should never be cutting out any food groups unless you have a medical reason to do that. But again, try to focus on more fiber into your diet. It's going to keep you fuller longer. It's going to help with your digestion. It does a lot of great things. But
Yep.
again, it's not like you need to just eat
yeah.
like 100% of your diet is fiber.
Yeah, that's
Maybe you
not,
shouldn't do that. Okay.
that's not the thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. So next one, most dangerous viral challenge. The
What? Shut up. What? This.
bone smashing for a chiseled jawline.
Oh my God.
I am not.
What?
I am not shitting you. So on the flip side, so this is from pretty good trend on TikTok and social media, like fiber, eat your fiber, you know, all that, to really bad.
Yeah, take me back to the fiber.
Yeah. All right. On the flip side of TikTok, we have to acknowledge the year's most face palm inducing and face bruising challenge. The winner is the bone smashing trend, a bizarre beauty fad where, brace yourself. Young people literally hit their own faces with hard objects to try to create a more chiseled jawline. I wish I were making it up, but I unfortunately am not.
My goodness.
Yes, you heard that correctly. People on the internet were whacking their cheekbones and jaws with hammers and dumbbells or other blunt items in a misguided belief that causing tiny fractures might stimulate bone growth and make their jaw more defined. If this sounds like a terrible idea, it's because it is.
It is, yeah.
It's a really bad idea. The trend misuses an old concept, which is Wolff's Law, which says bone adapts to stress, and takes it to a dangerous extreme. In reality, reportedly traumatizing your facial bones doesn't make you more handsome. It risks serious injury. Doctors come out in force to debunk and condemn this bone smashing, obviously. One plastic surgeon called it the craziest thing ever since Tide Pods. Yeah. Hitting your face can lead to fractures, obviously, but also bleeding, airway blockage, nerve damage, and disfigurement, like permanent disfigurement. The face has lots of delicate blood vessels. A bad hit could even cause blindness or a life-threatening blood clot. And contrary to the trend's premise, fractured bones don't grow back stronger or in a nicer shape. They heal with scar tissue, which is weaker than the original bone. And I know that's like a common myth, but it's a myth. Despite these warnings, videos demonstrating bone smashing amassed numerous views on TikTok, which is deeply concerning. It shows how social media virality can lead to false credibility, to downright dangerous behavior. The clear message from every medical professional: don't do it. Just don't.
Are you stupid? That was my medical professional. Yeah, clear message from every medical professional. Why?
What the fuck?
Yeah, why would you do that?
There are far safer ways to define a jawline, like maybe a contour kit or, accepting your freaking genetics.
I mean, you can go to a plastic surgeon.
Yeah. I mean, but you're doing this to cheap out on it too. I know, I know. I'm right there with you. We're giving this a quote unquote trend an award only to highlight how alarmingly bad it was. Yeah. If one person listening is dissuaded from picking up a hammer on their face, this segment has done its job.
Yep.
Bone smashing wins our dubious honor for dangerous trend of the year, and we hope it's the last we ever freaking hear of it.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, you won. Good job.
It's okay.
Yeah.
And that's so fair.
Seriously. All right, next one.
Feels.
I'm glad you're taking this one.
Yeah.
Oomph
I
it.
have,
Oomph it.
yes, I have the honor.
Beat it.
The honor, and unfortunately, part of me is sad, announcing the most fail, the biggest fail of public health. Public health fail of the year goes to measles making a comeback.
You did it, measles. You did it.
So sad.
Horrible.
We were almost.
Well, Canada lost it.
Yeah, Canada lost
officially
the eradication of it. So you deserve it. You deserve this award. Okay, so the worst resurgence of measles in a generation. Measles was declared eliminated here in the US, right here in the US in 2000. But when vaccination rates dropped, the virus wasted absolutely no time in coming back. It recorded 338 confirmed cases, which was the highest number in years and a warning sign for 2025. Most cases occurred in communities with low vaccination rates, usually due to misinformation or delayed childhood shots. Measles spreads faster than almost any other virus. If an unvaccinated person walks into a room where someone with measles coughed, the virus can linger in the air for up to 2 hours, and about 9 out of 10 unvaccinated people exposed will get infected. That is how contagious it is. That is why even a small drop in community vaccinations creates a big problem. The outbreak led to school closures, quarantines, and a rush to get children and adults caught up on vaccinations. Most of the people who became sick were unvaccinated or had an unknown vaccination status. Travel added fuel to the fire. Since measles remains common in many parts of the world and can easily be brought back into areas with low immunity, measles can be severe. Complications include pneumonia, brain swelling, death, especially in children. Doctors and public health officials spent much of the year reminding everyone that measles vaccine is one of the safest and most effective tools in modern medicine. This year's resurgence shows that elimination is not the same as a permanent victory. Immunity only stays strong when vaccination stays strong. For that reason, the measles comeback is going to take our award for Public Health Fail of the Year.
Good job, Misinformation.
Yes.
You did it again. Did it
For
big.
all of those out there, it's still happening all the time. I see it all the time of people just convinced about this measles vaccination and how it can link to autism and all the things that they say that are completely untrue, proven not to be true. But again, I don't think that people understand how something that was about to be eradicated,
Yep.
we lost that. That's,
Eliminated,
Big.
at least, you know,
Yeah.
like it was eliminated. And then it's just,
well, yeah, we hadn't seen these cases. We hadn't seen deaths, and now we have 2 deaths, you know, or probably more if you can take into account other people. but-
I don't understand. And it's just, I don't know. I fight them every single day on social media.
Yeah, same.
Yes, it's me that you're fighting on Instagram.
If you ever think that you're fighting with us, it's probably Julie.
It's probably me, unless it's TikTok. She's got TikTok. I got everything else. Instagram, Twitter, Threads, YouTube, all of that. It's me. Hi. That you're arguing with. Yeah.
Hi, I'm the problem.
It's me. Maybe you're the problem, actually. Anyway. All right. Next one. Strange. Oh, this is perfect. It's me. Strange case of the year. The award goes to, and we did cover this one,
Yeah.
worms and what the heck moments.
Yeah.
Specifically this one here. Yeah.
I hate anything warm.
I know. So we cover a lot of weird medical tales in our shows, even in Plants and Facts. Check that out if you haven't. But some cases this year were straight out of a sci-fi horror movie. The strangest case report award undoubtedly goes to the live worm. Live?
Yeah, live.
It was live. That's why it was like extra weird.
I just like got chills.
Yeah. Live worm in a woman's brain. A case so bizarre that it made international headlines and had even seasoned doctors saying, oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's the story. A 64-year-old woman in Australia had been experiencing memory issues and depression. An MRI of her brain revealed an abnormal lesion, and when surgeons went in, they plucked out an 8-centimeter long wriggling roundworm.
Yeah, so live. It was alive.
Alive. That's what makes this extra. I mean, that's why I got the award, because yes, people pull out worms from people's bodies pretty often, but this one was alive, yo, in the brain.
In the brain, yeah.
So yes, a living worm was living in her brain tissue. The bright red parasite was identified as Ophidascaris,
Ophidascaris robertsi.
a species of roundworm usually found in pythons. And this was the first ever human case in the world.
Gross.
You won the award.
Yeah, you want the award.
How on earth does a python parasite end up in a human brain? Investigators suspect that the woman inadvertently ingested worm eggs, possibly from foraging wild grass or greens contaminated with python feces near her home.
Like, where were you? What garden are you gardening that you
Australia.
foraged? I know, of course it's Australia. But what garden are you gardening where a python
It's
lays
Australia.
eggs?
Australia.
If I found a python in
She
my,
didn't see it. To her,
I know. She was probably
Yeah.
just like, oh, probably like in my garden. And when she sends garden, I imagine like a little garden. And really what she probably thinks is like the great outdoors, like the what is it,
outback.
like, the outback. Yeah, exactly.
So possibly foraging wild grass or greens contaminated with python feces near her home. The eggs hatched into larvae that somehow traveled to her brain. She should just play the lottery is what she should do, because this is insane. Thankfully, after the worm was removed, the patient was treated for any other lurking larvae and is recovering, or was recovering at that point. But can you imagine the neurosurgeon's surprise when they pulled out the spaghetti-like creature?
Well, he did say, like, it's, I think in one of the interviews, he was in disbelief.
Yeah.
He was like, what is this?
I can't. All right. So the case published in 2023 and continues to circulate widely in the medical news and case report discussions. And it wasn't the only wild case in medical journals. We also saw reports of a man who had tapeworm cysts in his brain causing seizures, likely caused by an accidental ingestion of Taenia eggs, which typically occurs through fecal oral transmission, not undercooked pork, as a myth. Another patient had live worms crawling under her eyelid, a type of eye parasite caught from flies.
I'm literally vomiting right now.
And in the strange but true files, doctors detailed a breakdancer who developed a bizarre skull lump from years of head spinning on the floor. These stories might sound amusing or horrifying, but they
I got an
offer
MRI of my brain.
valuable lessons of medicine, and they remind us that the truth is often stranger than fiction, and that parasites will find the craziest ways to crash a party that is a human body.
Yep. Seriously.
So worms take the case.
Oh.
Congratulations, worms, you won. Good one. You got the award this year.
Yeah.
Worms,
Seriously.
specifically brain worms.
Ugh, gross. Gross. I need to drink. Medical breakthrough of the year. I think we all know what this is going to be. CRISPR.
Woo!
So CRISPR cures genetic disease. Now,
Well deserved.
yes, that is well deserved. Now, for some good news that sounds like science
Finally.
fiction, the award goes to CRISPR. This is the first FDA-approved gene editing therapy for specifically the case that we're talking about is sickle cell. And we did cover this
Yes.
on one of our medical news, if I'm not
Yes.
mistaken. I don't think we have an episode on sickle cell.
No,
No.
it was definitely a
Guys,
medical.
this is like old. Okay, like we covered this more than a year ago.
You think?
We covered it in your room.
Huh.
We covered
Well,
it
that
in
was
your
like,
room.
yes. Okay, now I remember.
Yeah, we covered
Guys,
it
we've
in
done
your
a
room.
lot of these.
Yeah, we've done a lot.
Yeah.
But anyways, this is a lot of these awards, even though like they were announced before 2025, it really like came into the news
Yeah.
during 2025.
That's the
so
thing.
this is a huge leap that many of us in medicine have been anticipating, which is gene modification. In late 2023, but really an impact in 2024 and 2025.
Right.
The FDA approved a one-time treatment called Casgevy that uses the Nobel Prize winning CRISPR-Cas9 gene editing technology to literally rewrite a patient's DNA and cure their illness. Sickle cell disease is a painful and life-threatening blood disorder and is caused by a single genetic mutation that makes red blood cells form a sickle shape. For decades, the best we could do was manage symptoms and do the occasional bone marrow transplants, but CRISPR changed the game for a lot of these patients. Here's how the therapy works in a nutshell. Doctors take the patient's own blood stem cells, use CRISPR-Cas9 to edit the BCL11A gene in the blood-forming stem cells, switching on fetal hemoglobin to prevent red blood cells from sickling.
Which is making that, sickling is making
Like
that
a
shape.
moon shape. So the result is that the patient's body starts making healthy, round, red blood cells that don't sickle and cause blockages. When you have a vessel, think of a vessel as a little cylinder, okay? It's a little cylinder. So your red blood cells is almost like a donut shape. Think of like a raft. It's literally like a little raft shape, okay? And it perfectly goes through all these small vessels. This little round shape goes through all these spheres or these cylinders. If you have a sickle shape, can kind of get caught, and then the other one backs up and gets caught, and then gets caught. So it can actually form blockages.
Traffic jam.
Yes, it's a traffic jam. Exactly, Julie. In trials, this approach, I'm a little drunk already. In trials, this approach kept 93% of treated patients free of severe pain crisis, which is a complication of sickle cell. And this happened for at least a year, which is remarkable given how frequent and agonizing these crises used to be. In many cases, it's pretty much coming up to a cure. People go from suffering frequent hospitalizations to living a normal life. This year, real patients began receiving the therapy outside of trials, marking a new era of genomic medicine. It's hard to overstate what a milestone this is, and it truly is. You are modifying a person's genetic material.
Mind-blowing.
And almost, not, I don't want to say completely eliminating, because obviously you're not eliminating the disease, but a significant change in their disease and complications.
Yeah.
Sickle cell disease affects about 100,000 Americans, predominantly African American, and millions worldwide. For generations, it's caused untold suffering. And now we have 2 gene therapies, another called Lyfgenia, that was also approved. And now it's that targets this root cause. They're not cheap or simple. The treatment process is intensive, involving chemotherapy and a bone marrow-like transplant. But the concept that we can edit genes to cure disease has really left this realm of theory and become real this year.
Astonishing.
Beyond sickle cell, this breakthrough paves the way for tackling other genetic conditions.
Yep.
Researchers are already using CRISPR in trials for things like certain forms of blindness, muscular dystrophy, high cholesterol. Who knows? In a decade, who knows what can happen.
Yeah, exactly,
right?
exactly.
It's like a one and done genetic fix that might be available.
Yeah.
Maybe not, but in the future, maybe.
Maybe,
Yeah.
you'd never know. Like the way that it's evolving, CRISPR, it's astonishing.
But for now, let's celebrate the first
Yep.
big CRISPR win.
Woo!
Woo! I mean, guys, this is like really huge. So again, this is why we awarded CRISPR gene therapy for sickle cell as the breakthrough of the year, which is turning a huge page in medical history and giving patients a new lease on life.
Yeah.
And it's truly medicine meeting technology, meeting genetics, scientists, researchers, clinics, like clinicals.
It's incredible.
Everything together. Standing ovation.
Woo! All right. Yeah, it's incredible. Like every time I read something new on CRISPR, I am still like, I know it's not perfect, but the problem is like it's the beginning stages.
It is.
And
It
just
is the beginning stages.
Just in the beginning, what it's capable of doing is astonishing.
Yeah.
Like it's incredible to see.
And it's not, again, it's not obviously like applauding sickle cell, right? Because it is something that affects so many people worldwide. But it's the fact that we can use that knowledge
Exactly.
for other things. Amazing.
Amazing. All right. So next award. Goes to most inspiring medical feat. And goes to a paralyzed man walks with brain implants.
Yep.
I mean, this is something that sounds like it's science fiction.
I know, but it's good.
Yes.
So.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Congratulations. If you need a feel-good story to end the year, here it is. The award for most inspiring medical feat goes to the cutting-edge neurotechnology that enabled a man paralyzed for over a decade to walk again using only his thoughts. In a proof of concept that sounds like something out of the Matrix, researchers in Switzerland creating a brain-spine interface, essentially a digital bridge between the brain and the spinal cord. In 2023, they first reported that a 40-year-old patient, Gert Jean, I'm gonna go ahead and I hope that's right, who had been paralyzed from the waist down, regained the ability to stand, walk, and even climb stairs with support thanks to this device. Throughout 2024 and 2025, this technology has continued to advance and inspire worldwide. Here's how it works. 2 electrode implants placed in the skull detect the brain's electrical signals when the patient thinks about walking. These signals are sent wirelessly to a computer worn in a backpack. That decodes them and in real time stimulates another implant array in the spinal cord below the injury. In simpler terms, it bypasses the broken spinal nerves, allowing the man's intentions, so like left foot forward now, right foot forward now, onward, etc., to travel to his legs. With training, he's been able to control his steps fairly naturally. In fact, after months of rehab with the device, he even recovered some ability to move his legs without the device turned on.
That's crazy. It's just incredible how like nerve and muscle memory together, that brain plasticity is so real. And look at this, he used this machine to practice doing that, and now without that he's actually able to regain some function.
Evidence that dormant nerve connections were reawakened.
Yep.
That's the brain, man, the fucking brain. The images of Gert Jan walking with a walker, painting his house while standing and smiling broadly has been absolutely heartwarming. This isn't a widespread treatment yet. It's still experimental and requires major surgery and equipment, but it demonstrates a principle that was science fiction not long ago. Brain-computer interfaces can restore movement even years after paralysis. Other teams are working on similar implants to restore arm movement or even a sense of touch to paralyzed patients. The reason we find this so inspiring is not just the technology, but the human side. Imagine being unable to walk for 12 years after an injury and then step by step, feeling your legs move again because of a device powered by your own thoughts. Yeah. The patient described it as life-changing. He can stand at a bar for a drink with friends now, something impossible before.
Yeah.
It's a testament to perseverance, both by him and the scientists. So here's to the incredible fusion of neuroscience and engineering that brought literal steps back to those who lost them. It earns our Inspirational Story Award, and we cannot wait to see how this field progresses. The future, as they say, is now.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers!
Cheers to that.
Dang.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Talk
amazing.
about just something that I just, like, as we talk about this,
Yeah.
how amazing is the world of engineering and
Oh my
medicine
God.
together. It's just,
It's insane.
it's insane.
It really, really is. It's incredible. And now,
Our last,
the big, big, big boy award.
this one is the big
This one.
right?
Here we go.
The biggest health news of the year. I mean, how can we not give it to them? The revolution of Ozempic.
Woo! You won. You won GLP-1s, Ozempic, all of you.
There are so many health, like big health news.
It's just,
of the year.
it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop.
I mean, the EBV with lupus.
yes.
Okay. So, but I'm not taking away the fame from Ozempic. Okay?
Because it really took over the whole year.
Yes, because it took
Yeah.
over the whole year. I
Yeah.
mean, I remember in every single medical news we discussed was Ozempic.
All the time. All the time.
And all these weight loss
GLP-1s.
medications, yes. It's just amazing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
For the biggest health news of the year,
You got it.
we had to give it to them.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
But there's so much medical news out there. It's so hard to pick one.
I know.
Right?
I know.
So, we give it up to them, right? And we'll see what next year is going to
I know,
be.
I
But
know.
there's so much banging news out there that it is so hard to pick one. But I do feel that Ozempic and everything was just the entire time, like every single time.
All the time. It's not only with weight loss, it was everything like cardiac issues, obviously diabetes,
PCOS.
everything. It was like tackling all these things. Like, honestly, it reminds me of Viagra, how it was like discovered.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a cardiac medicine, and then it's
Yep.
it's kind of like the same ordeal in that aspect, but with so many more branches.
Yep.
It's crazy.
So this is going to go to the Ozempic revolution and the rise of this new weight loss era and metabolic health. I really do feel that it's going to improve a lot. I mean, We need to focus a lot on the root cause
Yep.
of
Yep.
God, every single time I say root cause, I'm like, I want to vomit because people really, I can't stand it when people say root cause on social media. But however, we need to focus a lot on our energy on exercise, lifestyle, less stress, more sleep, more water, all of those things. However, I cannot deny the benefits of these injections. And now they have these oral medications as well.
Yep.
It's truly life-changing for a lot of people.
The thing is that it's helping us adapt to what most of our society's lifestyle is, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Our bodies haven't evolutionized to what our actual lifestyles are. Our bodies are still back in the caveman era of like go out there and hunt, you know, and that's not what we do. We haven't done that already for a while. So it's like playing catch up, and we found these medications to like maybe help us out in that.
So obviously, like if you check out our other episodes on Ozempic and tirzepatide and all these things, we always say it's important to use these medications in the right way. Okay. We talk about complications. We talk about benefits. We talk about how you should combine them with physical activity and proper diet, high protein. We talk about all of that. But again, if there was one medical topic on everyone's lips this year, it was going to be the GLP-1 agonist medications. Drugs like Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro, originally developed to treat diabetes. These injectable drugs became game changers for obesity, helping patients lose 15 to 20% of their body weight on average. By 2025, millions of people were taking them, and demand was sky high. And the implications for public health were enormous. Let's just consider these numbers. This year's numbers from Axios reports. 4.3% of US adults have an active prescription. So 4%. 12% have ever tried a GLP-1. Usage for obesity alone in people without diabetes jumped nearly 600% over the past 6 years. Essentially, a class of drugs that hardly anyone knew about a few years ago and is now almost common as a cholesterol or blood pressure medication. So for context, surveys suggest that about 12% of US adults have tried a GLP-1 drug at least once, and around 2 to 4% are currently using one, which is a stunning adoption rate in a short time. This reflects both the high prevalence of obesity and the remarkable efficacy of these medications where previous weight loss attempts failed. Calorie restrictions, diets.
And it's hard because this is a hormone.
Stimulant medications that were also used to do that.
Yes. And the thing is that people don't understand that your hormones affect so much of your body. So much of your just living, of your that your day-to-day decisions and everything. Like it penetrates so much. The thing about food noise, that's hormone driven. So it's like if you are able to like help that out, like just the food noise, if you could tone it down a little bit, it could be life-changing for these patients that have obesity, you know? And it doesn't have to be like such high like dosages or anything like that. But it will help them understand food. It will help them understand like a healthier lifestyle better, adapt it better. And if you could like lose a little bit of weight, then you could have higher mobility and then start a different lifestyle. Because a lot of people, they're like, oh, well, you got to start exercising. It's painful for some people that are very, very heavy to even include a different lifestyle with more mobility. It hurts. Your joints hurt, your feet hurts and all that. If you could go ahead and ease that up a little bit for them to lose weight and then be able to catch up and then increase their mobility, that's a win. That's a win right there. And then they adopt that healthy lifestyle. They get into that routine. They're like, you know what? I do like going for those walks. I do like going to the gym now. So anything that could help get that person to change that lifestyle, that's a freaking win.
That is a win.
You know?
What makes GLP drugs the story of the year isn't just the popularity, but their broader impact. So I know a lot of people, yes, I understand the weight loss, you look better, you feel better. That's amazing. But newer research in 2025 showed that these medications do more than just trim your waistline. They also protect health in really serious ways. For instance, a major trial found that semaglutide, Wegovy, or Ozempic cut the risk of heart attacks, strokes, and cardiovascular death by about 20% in people with obesity who had prior heart disease. In another study, patients with colon cancer taking GLP-1 drugs had significantly lower mortality rates as well in observational data sets. Okay, observational data sets, though causation cannot be conducted, but early data hints at a possible benefit in treating addictive behaviors and even Alzheimer's disease. I think a lot of this comes from not so much the drug. It's the way that the drug changes your lifestyle.
Exactly.
Okay. So we know that exercise is a big factor in reducing dementia symptoms. So, you know, when you are taking these medications, are you more likely to go and work out?
Be more active.
Be more active, exactly. When it comes to, you know, heart attacks and all these things, when you're on these medications, you are going to eat less, right? Maybe promote a little bit of more healthier eating. So it's not maybe this direct, like, because of this, it's going to equal this.
It's an indirect.
But it's in an indirect benefit.
Exactly.
It's not often that we get a new medication that causes significant weight loss and appears to confer these cardioprotection and other systemic benefits. So another one, sleep apnea.
Yes.
A big one.
Yes.
Okay. This has led to some to dub GLP-1s as a potential everything drug, though that remains to be proven. And again, there are some complications.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There's like lawsuits going on now.
Not everybody could take it.
Yeah, exactly. But again, I think if you are doing it under the supervision of a medical provider, it is done for the right reasons. You are doing it appropriately and not abusing, because again, that can happen too, but that happens for every medication.
Exactly.
I think that there's an undeniable benefit. Of course, with great popularity comes a lot of challenges. So in 2025, we saw these intermittent shortages of Ozempic and its cousins, ethical debates about who should get them. We're talking about patients with diabetes that should be receiving them versus those that just want a little bit of weight loss. And the discussions about costs. These medications are so expensive and insurance coverage is inconsistent. Don't even get me started on the insurance. It's, you know, it's so counterintuitive to me.
Awful.
Because insurance, right, is usually going to support something that in the long run will be less expensive for them.
Preventative,
exactly. But they're not willing to cover these things.
makes absolutely no sense.
But why? Let's think about it. Why? Because more people will have complications from obesity, which means more money for them.
Yeah, but then they have to pay for that complication.
But they will somehow not pay for all of it. They will only pay for a percentage. Forget about it. They're always going to make more money.
They're always going to win.
They're always going
But
to
the thing is, like, don't they bank on just getting money from you and you not getting sick?
And you're not getting sick. However, think about like a heart cath, about operations.
Yeah, but that costs a lot of money. They gotta pay for that heart cath, which is a shit ton of fucking money.
However, for them, if you have good insurance, that probably won't benefit them. But how many people can afford good insurance?
Yeah, no, I know. It's ridiculous.
If it were something that resulted in them paying less, they would cover it, they would push it.
Of course. And the other problem is that there aren't generics of these drugs yet. It will happen, but we gotta wait like what, the 10 year for that to happen? Typically what it is, like 10 years after is when the generics.
And they tried to do the entire compounding pharmacies as well, like try to limit them there as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's fucking bullshit.
There's new stuff going on in the administration now with these injections. But anyways, there's also the conversation about the fact that weight tends to come back if you stop these injections. So for many, it is a long-term treatment, not just a one-time fix. And let's not forget cultural moments, celebrities admitting to use that one shot of Ozempic, the Ozempic face, entering lexicon to describe like that gaunt look after a rapid weight loss and the boom in interest for medications and supplements adjacent to this trend.
Ozempic.
So another one of our word, which is the berberine, right?
Berberine.
Berberine.
Ozempic vulva.
Yeah. What? No.
I was like, this is so stupid.
Yeah,
This
Ozempic
is
butt,
so
Ozempic
dumb.
face, Ozempic teeth.
Yes, there's so many of them. I'm like, guys.
All that said,
Oh,
the
boy.
consensus in the medical community is that the GLP-1 agonists represent a turning point in treating obesity, which is a lot of the reason why many health problems exist. So for decades, obesity rates climbed and effective interventions were limited. Not just, we're talking about apart from diet and exercise.
Yeah.
Okay. And now that we finally have tools that can help many people safely and used correctly, lose a significant amount of weight, which could translate into fewer cases of diabetes, hypertension, and other complications down the road.
Exactly.
It's big news, potentially life-extending news. And for a huge portion of the population, this drug deserves an award. Okay.
Absolutely.
So it is rare for pharmaceuticals to become a household name in, social phenomena, like living in a world where everyone's like, oh, medication.
Yeah,
and I'm like, well, we're pushing this fun medication.
Yeah.
As we head into 2026, research is going to, look more for ongoing oral versions of this, next generation shots, combination therapies, maybe that might work even better.
Yeah.
We'll be watching closely and love it or hate it. Okay, the GLP-1 wave has transformed the landscape of health this year, and it earns the top honor.
Yeah, you got it. You won, GLP-1s. Yeah. You won. Yeah, so that is our decision on who won 2025, honestly. Yes, I'm sure there's a lot that could have won, but it's just every time you look at the news, like when it comes to health or anything like that, there was like a new thing that it helped. There was a new thing that maybe it potentially indirectly like was linked to. Something was up with GLP-1s at least every month of this year.
Yeah.
So it's hard to deny. Just like last year, that earlier this year, we're like, oh, Ellie Lilly won. Just like that, like this year, it's undeniable. You hear about GLP-1s all the freaking time. Serena Williams a couple of months ago doing commercials for it and whatnot. So it's doing great things. And I hope to see it become hopefully more accessible, hopefully more affordable for people that need it. Because, unfortunately, the U.S. has an obesity epidemic.
We do.
And which obviously ties into a lot of other comorbidities. So if we could make that more accessible to people that need it, that'd be freaking great. I'm glad that it got the attention and it got. So hopefully these companies and whatever can maybe make a generic form of it and make it more accessible. I don't know business, but hopefully that.
Yeah.
But anyway, hope you guys liked this award ceremony. We thought it was a nice way of wrapping up this year, reflecting on this year. And honestly, we got to take a moment to thank you all.
Yes.
Because without you guys, we wouldn't be doing this freaking ceremony, let's be honest. You guys have given us views that we did not think was possible, especially in the last couple of years. We're recording this ahead of time, of course. But just now in late November, I can't believe I'm getting the notifications I'm getting of the views that we're getting. It really keeps us motivated to keep doing this, to keep carving out snippets of time in our schedules to produce these, to make these for you guys. We enjoy it. We love doing this, but it's because of the motivation you guys give us that keeps us coming back to making more, truthfully. So she has an incredibly busy schedule. She's a fucking pediatrician, guys. And if you guys know anything about primary care, pediatrics in today's world, you know how freaking busy she is. She's, she works at a clinic. She's on call. She's rounding in hospitals. She's doing all the things. She's a single mom of a precious 5-year-old. 5, right? She's 5.
I have help now from so.
I know. But still,
Well, when I started,
when you first started this with me, so it takes a lot. It takes a lot, and it's only us.
It's just us.
It's just us.
We don't have other people to outsource.
There's no editor. There's no researcher. There's no producer. There's no nothing. There's
a ChatGPT award. To helping us figure out our setup and our podcast setup.
Literally, this last award goes to ChatGPT. Thank you for helping me technologically make it through. these podcast episodes, because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be able to figure out the lighting. The problem with our freaking capture card,
yeah.
any recording issues, you are ChatGPT is really the other teammate in this duo.
Exactly.
When
so
it comes,
we say teammate, it's because it's chat.
yeah, ChatGPT helped us out in when it comes to like the technology that both of us have no idea what the fuck we're doing in that realm.
Biology and medicine and research.
I have no idea. Every time this camera would turn off, I'm like, chat. What is happening? So yeah, anyways, but honestly, thank you all for tuning in, for supporting, for subscribing, for commenting, for doing all the things.
Following us, for reposting, for interacting with us.
Engaging with us.
Yes.
On socials and YouTube, and just listening to us wherever it is that you listen to us, Apple, Spotify, all the things, thank you. Honestly, thank you all. We really, really appreciate it. Sincerely. This is a dream job that we could make it our, full-time careers, hopefully in the future. That is literally the dream. And without you guys, we wouldn't be able to get there. It's just us two. When we're responding, engaging with you guys, it's us. That's it. We don't have a social media manager. We don't have a producer or anything like that. It's us. Thank you guys for tuning in and doing all the things. And we'll be here. We'll continue being here every Tuesday. And we'll see you in the next year.
Yeah, we'll see you next year. Happy New Year.
Woo! Bye.
Bye. Another final episode for the year wrap.